Hello there, my fellow entrepreneurs, cryptocurrency users, and others that want to just expand their mind. You're going to love this video. I got a chance to talk about presentation tips. If you're making a presentation, how you can really connect with that audience. Shared it in my own background as a professional speaker and what you can do. Also, we talked about blockchain and what's going on with lawyers and other industries, how that's going to affect them. The importance of having a plan B for your life, and how cryptocurrencies, blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, other tools like that, particularly Dash and BitShares, how they all fit in there. So join me on this one. I think you're going to like it, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Well, hello there, my Facebook friends, and those of you joining us on Steemit and elsewhere. I'm Terry Brock, and it's time for just a fun time. I want to talk about some practical benefits that you can use on many different areas. Particularly, I want to share with you some articles that I read this morning that really helped me a lot. Give me some real flashes of ideas. Some of them are coming back with ideas that I had before. You might be familiar with that, how it works, that sometimes you ever read one of those articles and you go, boy, that's really good, and I already knew it, but it sure is good to be reminded of it again. And that's what I did with a lot of these. And I thought, okay, I want to share these with you and some ideas, particularly on working with Steemit. Many of you know about Steemit and realize it's a place where you can go, unlike Facebook or LinkedIn, Twitter, where you do the work and others get paid. On Steemit, you write posts and you get paid, which is pretty nice. So I got some handy tips that can help you on that as you're working with it, since I know many of you are using that and working with it. But I'm coming to you today using Facebook Live here. We're on Facebook Live at this moment, and we'll be able to take the recording, put it elsewhere. We know that most people watch it on the recording because, hey, not everybody is sitting around going, hey, when is Terry going to have a video? I know that sounds shocking to me, but it's true. We all think that when we create our video, the world should be there just rapt attention going, yeah. But they want to hear that it's okay. They want to see that it's good, think about it a little bit, and catch it at a time that's more convenient for them. So the beauty of where we are today is you get a chance to do that and to make that happen. So I want to share a few things with you here. I'm going to share my screen here. By the way, I'm using Blue Jeans. For those of you that are techie wondering, how's he doing that? Well, I'm going to share my screen using Blue Jeans. And what I can do is come over here. There's the Blue Jeans device. You can see it's Blue Jeans, just like the clothes you wear that fit just right, as Zach Brown would sing. And Blue Jeans, but it's a video service that gives you video meetings anywhere on the device, etc. I'm using it as a customer and really enjoy what they're doing. But I want to kick over here to something that's important. It says, giving a presentation, use these 9 tips to own the room. And I saw this in Business to Community, B2C, and it was written by Robbie Hyman. So Robbie Hyman, if you ever watch this, thank you very much for doing it. But he made a few points in here I want to highlight for you, particularly those of you that are my fellow professional speakers. I really like this tip here that he talks about, and I found that it really helps you to connect with people, and that really is what working with technology and working with speaking is all about. Greet attendees as they arrive. If you can be there and connect with the people in your audience that are coming in, and I'm talking about physically shaking their hand. Hi, I'm Terry. I'll be your speaker today, and we'll talk about where are you from, etc. I find that really helps me to understand more about the audience. It helps them to feel like, hey, this guy's a real human being, not just a good-looking guy with a really good haircut, but rather he's a guy that relates to us. And for me, it helps me to do that. One thing I like to do is often look at, ask people where they're from, and what they do, how they do it. And from here in the United States, I often will understand the area code. And because like many speakers, we're calling around the country a lot. As I do that, I remember the area codes. Now, area codes don't mean as much today. You can get an area code in one area, then move to another, and you keep the same service. That's okay. But greeting those attendees as they arrive, right there, I think that is really important to do when you can do it. And then use concrete language. I think that's very good. I like the example that he gave here. He says, don't say, our goal is to position ourselves as the industry leader and differentiate our offerings in the marketplace. Instead, you make it, why are we better than our competition? We need to answer that question persuasively for ourselves first. Then we need to get out there and tell the world. Think about it. The first one or the second one, which is more powerful? I think the second one comes through much better. Less of those fancy schmancy words that they'll use, and they taught us at business school, but this, I think, works better. And then paint your images with words. I love this one. Think about this. Those of you that are content creators, think about this. Don't say, we should coordinate our efforts interdepartmentally to obtain visibility in the media outlets that cover our organization. I don't like that at all. What you want is something that's a little more colorful. I like it here. We want our customers, here, let me highlight this one. We want our customers opening up the New York Times and reading about the cool stuff we're up to. So let's give our PR team whatever support they need to make it happen. That sounds encouraging. There's a why, and then there's an emotion to it. And so those are really important. He goes on and does many more, and I would recommend go ahead and get this, read the whole article there, tell stories, make the eye contact, et cetera, et cetera. 9 points that are given here by Robbie Hyman on giving a presentation. And I encourage you to look into those as well. We'll take the link up here and I'll put it into the notes so you'll have that a little bit later. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this right here, above the law. This was really good. The advent of blockchain and what it may mean for lawyers. Some of you have heard of blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and all these out there. It's kind of confusing, but it's dramatically changing our world today. This is something I'm speaking about now, and I find that as I'm writing about it as well, people are going, yeah, this is enormous. Blockchain gives you the ability to have something that is a permanent record, a database, if you will. It's really a distributed ledger of what happened. We call it blockchain because often it's done with a monetary idea, or it could be a contract as well, where you and I are going to agree to do something, and we write it down and store it in a block. And then that block joins a chain of other items that have happened previously, and once it's in there, it can't be changed. And so it's going to be forever that way, that I will, for instance, pay the $20 for this item when you do this, and when I have received this, then $20 will be released to you. And we put all that into a machine called the blockchain. It's a machine of really computers, so that it automatically does it. You don't have to worry about trusting someone. That's been the way we've done it in the past. And you have to pay someone, a third party, for that trust. And if you don't trust the third party or they don't come through, hey, there's a real problem there. And so by using the blockchain, you're able to ensure that it's going to be immutable, means you can't change it, and both parties agree to this. Now, how does that deal with lawyers? You're not going to need as much. Well, let's hear what the lawyers have to say. This is from John G. Balenstier and Sam Tabar. I hope I'm not ruining those name pronunciations. If I am, folks, please forgive me on that. But they talk about there will be some reason we have to use this. And I think when we look at where we are down here, we cut down here to the bottom. As we look at some that we need, lawyers are needed here, if not necessarily for the grunt work. A contract is only as smart as the humans writing the code. Humans have not been made perfect here. Let me highlight that. We need lawyers to guide the code writers. And of course, for trial lawyers like us and our colleagues, there will be a role to play when things go wrong. So applications for this. Now, this is really important. This is something you want to be aware of as they bring up a little ad here. We don't need that right now. But we want to see that these are going to be available here. Let me pull this up. Applications of blockchain technology offer great promise and potential that may give rise to major upheaval in industries all over the world. The practice of law may be one of the industries most primed to benefit from the immediate, anonymous, verifiable, decentralized, and truly fair power of the blockchain. And of course, there will be disputes. As lawyers, we need to be ready. Well, I would agree with him on that and say, as business people, we need to be ready. This whole thing of the blockchain really is changing the world. So you want to be aware of that. Start learning about it. Read some blogs that are out there. Go to some of the sites like bitcoin.com, Cointelegraph, very good. I find Bitcoin Magazine good. Read from different points of view, a lot of information, and go to YouTube. Type in blockchain, type in current events like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Dash, one of my coins that I really like a lot, Dash, and there's many others. BitShares is one that I've seen, particularly the BitShares Munich version, doing very well and something to pay attention to. Very small price on that one, by the way. I think today it's like 12 cents, and it was recently at 33. No reason why it wouldn't go back there, but we don't know. Can't make any promises. One thing we can promise, though, in the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, you will lose money, And you will probably gain money if you stay in it for the long term. It is extraordinarily volatile, up and down. Just get ready for that. But I got to tell you, one thing that I find really helpful, I had clients that paid me in Bitcoin, and I'm getting that money paid to me in Bitcoin, and then I take that and put it into my US bank. That's exactly right. We go into the bank, not that they accept the Bitcoins, but it goes through an exchange that converts it. There is some exchange fees there, and then it sends it over as US dollars cash into my bank account. And that just perks me up and makes them smile there when that happens, because we get a chance to put it in there and help people in ways that really go beyond where we are. Now, there's another reason too, and I saw this in this article here. This is in ETH News, which is from Ethereum. It's showing, matter of fact, the price of Ethereum today, or right now at this moment, 183.51. It's going down just a little bit, 5.9%. Remember I told you about that fluctuation, whereas it was up closer to $400 a little while ago. Who knows where it's going to go, other than I guarantee you it will change. It's going to go up and down. But this is a really important point that Matthew De Silva talks about here. I think I've read some of his articles before, and he has some really good information. So Matthew, if you're watching this, thank you for what you're doing. Cryptocurrency in unstable economic and political situations. Hey, you know, in the real world today, it's very, very important. Let me break out of my sharing screen here for a moment. Be important to have a plan B. You never know when things are going to change. Look what happened in Cyprus. People went to sleep feeling really good. Their president said, hey, your money is safe. It's going to be fine. And then the next morning they woke up and found out the government had stolen a lot of their money or all of it. And we saw that big chunks of it were gone. Why? Well, the government felt they needed it. And they just came in and did it. And they, whoa, that's pretty bad. Yeah, but they couldn't do anything about it, those that were in Cyprus. We saw that in Greece, they started imposing controls. I was just in Greece a few days ago, talking to people, what happened, and seeing it on the ground, what it's like. And you see that they're going through some real tough times. And government is saying, no, you can only withdraw so many euros. And if you take any more out than that, we're not going to allow you to. We can confiscate your account at any time. That's not good. Argentina, same kind of thing. They said, hey, we're going to just suddenly take your money. And they did. Poland has done this recently also. Some people in the United States will say, well, that would never happen here in the U.S. Oh, really? Really? What about the 1930s when they came and confiscated your gold, which had been around for centuries? People had it, and then suddenly they passed a law saying, no, you can't have it. Plan B is always good, and cryptocurrencies provide that. Cryptocurrencies, that's what this particular article talks about when they say, yeah, you know, this is where we are. Let me come back over here. The cryptocurrencies in unstable economic and political situations. You know, while cryptocurrency has been hailed for its potential in the financial sector of the developed world, one of the greatest applications has been virtually overlooked. In nations that lack dependable economic systems or governance, digital currency may offer hope. Access to finances, security, and the privacy of funds and faith in a common medium of exchange can aid many across the globe. And Matthew De Silva goes through this article and he cites many cases where it was there. I thought it was really important what he talked about, that we see a lot of issues taking place, particularly here in 2014, when Daniel Frega was sued for the state for moral damages after criticizing a local politician and judge. You never know when something like that could happen in your country. Look what is happening in the United States right now. I don't want to get into all the politics of it, but the United States currently has a president who, shall we say, is known for being capricious and making quick decisions. We also know we have an attorney general who has said civil asset forfeiture should be reinstated and strengthened. In other words, if you have too much money with you, too much physical cash, and they determine how much is too much, they can just compensate it from you. They confiscate it, grab it, and you, to get it back, you would have to go through a lot of legal costs, take time, money, energy, just because you happen to have that. A plan B can make sense. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, hey, this is something you want to look into and think about, because the potential there is enormous of what could happen and how you would use it and what to do. So I would encourage you to look into the possibilities. And if you have some opinions on that, please leave a comment. But I want to hear from you. I'm going to bounce over here for just a moment now, and I'm going to take a look at what's going on in the comment section as I do a couple of things here, looking at this to see what's happening and how it's happening. Let's see, we have it. Yeah, those of you who are joining, Alan Black, glad to have you here. Are you still live, Terry Brock? Yes, I think I am still live. It is now, matter of fact, as I'm recording it, looking over here at the clock, it is 12:46 p.m. Eastern Time on this Saturday, the 29th of July, 2017. So how's that for a date and time stamp from an old radio guy? But yeah, I'm still here. But by the way, those of you that are watching this on live or on a recording, I make it a point to go back for 24 to 48 hours after a program and to read and answer the comments. So you might not have been there during the live session, but I'll be there for you helping out. So I want you to think about these things. There's a lot that you can do with cryptocurrencies. It's something I encourage you to look into. Again, I'm going to mention Steemit. Steemit is a valuable, wonderful little tool that gives you the ability to create content. I'm making money with Steemit and enjoying it, just leaving it there. I'm not touching it at all, but it just sits there, kind of like you might own a stock. And then as they pay dividends, you just have the dividends automatically roll back into more stock that you would buy. I feel that gives me a stronger position in Steemit, and I like it. And to find out where it is, go over to Steemit, and that's spelled a little bit different than you might think. STEEMIT.com. So it's Steam spelled with 2 E's, Steemit.com. And take a look. There's no charge to sign up. There's no affiliate fees, nothing like that. You just sign up for it and start writing code and start writing your content. Now, as you do it, doesn't mean you're going to make money right away. The way you make money in Steemit is you contribute to others. You provide value to them. Everyone starts with a certain amount of Steem when you join, and then the idea is that you're working with others. And as it becomes more valuable, more people want to get involved, kind of like a stock of any company. Excuse me, you get the stock of that company, and it can go up or down in value depending on the value that others place into it. Similar to currencies. What gives the US dollar or the Japanese yen or pound sterling or euro or renminbi or any other currency value? It's that people believe that they can take that piece of paper, go into a store and give someone that piece of paper, and they will give them the goods that they want. That's where cryptocurrencies come in, and tools like Steemit give you the ability to generate that. I'd encourage you to look into it. Well, let me know what you think. Please leave a comment below, wherever below is. If you're watching this on Facebook, by all means there. If you're watching it on Steemit or on my blog or somewhere else, by all means, please leave that. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for joining me. These are always fun to do, and I would encourage you, if you're not doing it already, go ahead and get in there and have some fun with it and do that. So this is Terry Brock, thanking you for being here and signing off from this Facebook Live broadcast.